So I want to share something I mentioned we were going to do today. Earth as a Simulation by Ashmita.activates on Instagram. ASHMEETA.activates. Earth is a simulation with rules to the game. Let's hear them. You forget who you are. This is a purposeful amnesia. You can remember through experience who you are whilst inside the illusion. The whole point of the game only works if you believe it's real, and only then do the experiences carry meaning, growth, and transformation. Time's not linear, even though it feels like it moves step by step. Yesterday, today, tomorrow. It's not a line, it's all at once. Every version, every choice, every possibility of me. Every version of me, you, whoever, I. And so, we're not stuck in the past, but we can change who we are, believe we are, and how we think and shift into a new life version fast, via a quantum leap. It doesn't take years to collapse those timelines. A right mindset can leap us into a new reality via identity shifts, awareness upgrades, and aligned actions. Presence in order to jump. I once heard something like that. I don't know where it's from. I heard it in a group of people studying Torah together. Someone said, the only constant in time is the speed of light. In other words, if you want to do any equations for time-based calculation, the only constant, the only reference point would be light, which we have established together travels 186,000 miles per second. So if you're in the now, in the light, if you're with the light traveling at 186,000 miles per second, you can go. It's not that you're going faster than the speed of light. You are in the presence enough to not be in time. In other words, being in the now could rip that fabric of time. Okay? Karma is not for suffering, but to wake us up. It's a way of showing us what is unhealed, unconscious, unseen. It's not a punishment. We can relive the same emotions and patterns in relationships till you see the code. In other words, your belief is running in the background. It's not personal, it's precise. And the moment you become aware and choose a new way of being, the loop ends. You level up faster, lighter, and freer. The law of vibration. Everything is energy. You attract what matches your frequency. Thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and nervous states form a vibrational signal like a radio station. The universe tunes into that signal and sends experiences and people and opportunities that resonate with it. You don't attract what you want. You attract who you're being on a vibrational level. If you're constantly attracting chaos, it's not bad luck. It's a signal that something inside needs to slow down, heal, or be seen. And if you're attracting love, peace, abundance, it's because that's what the nervous system believes it's safe to hold. The law of mirror. What's happening within is reflected outside. Every relationship, moment, and interaction is a reflection of ourself. The world seen outside is actually a projection of our own consciousness. People who trigger are revealing parts of me still longing to be healed. People who inspire awaken the forgotten pieces of my own light. My reality is a sacred feedback system, a cosmic mirror showing me my beliefs and wounds and essence, evolution, shifting from victim of life perception of life as a perception to the observer of reflection. That's how we reclaim our power. There's also the law of assumption, polarity, and cause and effect, of correspondence, of attraction and free will, of oneness. So let's learn them. So the law of assumption. So we just did law of mirror. So far we did, there's purposeful amnesia, then there's the non-linear time. Then we talked about karma. We talked about law of vibration, law of mirror. Now up to law of assumption. So the subconscious mind does not question assumptions. It simply obeys them, weaving them into a fabric of my life with unwavering precision. Assume lack, life becomes a struggle for survival. Assume love, you begin to see it everywhere. Assume that you're guided and the path unfolds beneath my feet. The law is a quiet architect. This law is a quiet architect of our reality. It bypasses logic, transcends effort. It's the subtle art of becoming what I already believe I am. I don't manifest what I want, but what I expect. Because when expectation becomes embodiment, reality will follow. Let's just check in for a moment with these laws. So I want us each to say, okay, did I forget who I am? Pause for a second with that. Recognizing time is not linear. It's not like yesterday, today, tomorrow. There's time happening, and then there's outside of time. When I'm thinking about karma, it's a wake-up call. What do I need to wake up? Which pattern? I'll say I'm recognizing when I'm feeling needy of love or care, I come with a defensiveness, like it's like there's something wrong with me for needing it. Law of vibration, everything's energy attract matches our frequency. And the law of mirror, that outside, that we're the cause and it's the effect. So just checking in with that. And then the law of assumption, checking in with that. Now we're up to law of polarity. The dimension of duality, everything has the opposite, joy and sorrow, light and shadow, creation and destruction, two ends of the same cosmic thread. Every experience contains its counterpart. When in pain, there's a potential for awakening within darkness. There's always the memory of light. In deepest confusion, clarity is quietly waiting. It's through the cold that we understand warmth, through absence, presence. By design, not a flow. Here to integrate, not resist. We are here to integrate, not resist the polarity, rising above the judgment, and seeing both sides as a sacred parts of the whole. When you stop dividing life as good and bad, you begin to live in a harmony with the totality of what it is. Of what is. So let's check in with that. Law of cause. I had a good thought about that, because as like I was thinking about women when we have a tantrum, and then how like sweetly and softly it's like to come back and to to fix it almost. But that's why maybe men have to cater in some way to the women, even though when we're feeling upset, our hurt is loud or chaotic. Okay, law of cause and effect, karma, synchronicity, the way the universe records energy to reflect and recalibrate, not to reward or punish. We're not a passive observer. We're a participant in the dance of causality. The present moment is the harvest of past vibrations, and future is being seeded now in your perception, actions, and intentions. Life with awareness, is moving from reaction to creation, living with presence, beginning to see that you are the cause of your unfolding reality, which is the effect. So checking in with that. Law of correspondence. As within, so without, as below, above, so below. The macrocosm of the universe is reflected in the microcosm of my life. The patterns, principles, and intelligence that govern the vast universe also exist within me. I'm not separated from the cosmos. I'm a smaller version of it, encoded with the same divine blueprint. The spiral of the galaxies is like the spiral of the DNA. The golden ratio in nature, structure of face, of fingers, like thing of the face, they say that the golden ratio, like everything is made like with these like thirds, like everything, and then even in the fingers, like how how it all mathematically is balanced that way, and the lungs too. So it's all the same intelligence repeating at every level, thinking of a leaf or a fractal. If you're at war with yourself, with self-doubt, shame, and guilt, your relationships, work, health often mirror that tension. But when you make peace with your inner world, life around you softens too. Let's sit with that for a moment. Okay, law of attraction. Like attracts like. Your dominant thoughts, emotions, beliefs broadcast the signal, and so the universe reflects it back. But this law is not just about wanting. It's about aligning. You attract what matches frequency, not fantasy. Okay, and let's sit with that for. I'm automatically just sitting with each one for a moment, but. Law of free will. You always have a choice, even when it feels like you don't. Free will is the override key. No matter your past karma conditioning, you can always choose a new timeline through conscious decision. The moment you choose differently, reality starts recalibrating. Higher self designed my character, and the plot twists are part of the plan. But the script can be rewritten anytime you awaken. Law of oneness. Separation is an illusion. We're all aspects of the same source, fractals of the same divine consciousness, experiencing itself in different forms. Paused for a moment. Non-player characters. I think that we have two more pieces. Non-player characters, first one. They exist to teach us that not everyone's here to awaken like us. They run on programs. They're not here to question reality, and they're here to reflect ours. Those who operate from distortion, which is ego, greed, and manipulation, control, but are not evil. Rather, they're activated. Contrast, here to pull me into discomfort so I can wake up my own power. These could be fake friends, controlling family members. She says narcissist. I look at that as somebody who is doesn't matter. She says narcissist. I think that I'm learning what that means. I've heard it a lot. I think that there's more there, maybe for another video. Soul-splitting heartbreaks, or appear as even our own thoughts. And they're not here to be loved or fixed. They're here to be seen for what they are. Assignments, catalysts, necessary shadows in a reality designed for awakening. And the moment you stop fighting darkness, you start learning from it, and you win. So let's sit with that for a moment. And finally, before fear was coded and ego was installed and pain became the teacher, there was love, unconditional, infinite, unshakable. The simulation may look distorted, filled with suffering and loops and triggers, but underneath it all, the operating system is love. And when you vibrate in love, not just toward others, but toward yourself, you're speaking with the language of the source. Love is the power code that overrides everything. In that sacred remembrance, you rise above the effect, beyond space and time, reclaiming place, not as a player in the game, but as a source from which the game unfolds. And when you remember who you truly are, the simulation is no longer control you, but respond. The simulation no longer controls you, but responds to you. It bends to the presence of the awakened one. Let's sit with that for a moment. We'll stop here. Wishing us all a good game.